Hungry Fish Media presents the new podcast On Mission. You know, we are all hungry and eager to help and do what we can during these uncertain times. But there are a few people going above and beyond doing exactly that in these extraordinary set of circumstances. Karen and I thought it would be the perfect time to launch a podcast featuring these amazing individuals and their stories. So friends, welcome to On Mission.
Good morning, On Mission. We are so excited to introduce you to our next guest, Mrs. Ratliff. She was our son's kindergarten teacher, and we are blessed to have her as Hunter Rose's teacher this year. She has been through crazy things with us, so we just are so blessed to have her, and she's an amazing teacher, and she's been through so much with us, and we're excited to get her input on this coronavirus outbreak.
So Mrs. Ratliff was actually our son Reader's teacher while Hunter Rose, our daughter, was going through stage 4 cancer treatments. And she was so wonderful to us. So she holds a special place in our heart. And now she is Hunter Rose's kindergarten teacher. So we've been around the block with Mrs. Ratliff. We love her. So welcome, Mrs. Ratliff.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been a crazy couple of weeks now. I just realized today it's been a month since I think that we got the first announcement. So it's just been a big adjustment with everything. So yeah.
Huge adjustment.
Yeah, huge adjustment. I just try to go with the flow of things. So
Man, we certainly have a new appreciation for teachers. I'll tell you that.
I think we always have. We always do.
But we have a new appreciation. Wow.
Yeah.
So we got some big news this week, right at the beginning of this week. The governor announced that our kids are not coming back to school for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that and like how has that impacted you? And
I'm literally gonna start crying right now. When I came into the house and I heard the message, my kids were sitting by me, so I was trying not to have any emotion or anything, but it's really hard. It's really, really hard. Knowing that I'm never gonna say like high five to this group of kindergartners in the morning or see their faces. I mean, great, we've got like technology and that's awesome. Like I'm so thankful that we have that way of reaching our students, but it's the contact with them, it's so different. I mean, talking to them on the phone, they don't necessarily know how to like talk back to me. It's kind of weird. They're like, wait a minute, my teacher's on the phone calling me. This is so different. This is not, what I expected. And I remember calling home to Hunter Rose and you were in the background going, she's asking you a question, and they just kind of shake their head. And
when you got on the phone, sometimes when you first hear people's voice on the phone, it doesn't sound the same. And she kept telling us we were lying to her or joking with her that was you. And we're like, no, that was really Miss Rose. No, that wasn't. That didn't sound like her. And so, because she's used to FaceTime and those type of things.
Yeah. There's just so much. I mean, as a kindergarten teacher, there's so much learning and excitement that happens in kindergarten. Like their first field trip that they're going to have in school, first field day. We've been doing third grade buddies. We've been blessed to have the school next door come over, and they love that. And that, so there's just so much that they're missing. And I just miss seeing their faces every morning. They get to pick how they want to greet me in the morning. So they can be high five, hugs. They make me do a dance sometimes. It's crazy. And so I miss seeing them, and I miss being able to hear about their funny stories and see their personalities, I just miss them all the way around. Like it's just really tough. This is not how, I envisioned this was going to go. Like I for sure thought we're going to go back to school. Even if we go back to school, it's going to be June. Like, I'll take that month. But at this point, we're just doing what we can to make this an enjoyable rest of the school year for the kids, online, and just make them seem like everything is formal, and and fun. So
it seems like there was still so much left
yeah.
here to do and experience for these kids.
I mean, you can probably look at Reader's Year and where he was and what he was doing. I mean, I know you guys had a lot going on in your life at that time, but when Reader was in kindergarten, but looking at everything, I'm still going to finish their kindergarten memory books, and I will drop them off at everybody's doorstep. So don't worry, I'm going to have the memory books done. And yeah, it's just, I think too, like I was thinking back, we get emails from our principal, and she's just like, okay, so now we've moved the field trip to this date, like just kept on going. There was no, we're not coming back. It was, okay, now we've moved things on. Now we're going to move things. And I'm blessed to be in a school that we have some great plans for the kindergartners to make it fun for online learning. So, I'm excited where this could go. It's very different, but, it'll be a learning curve for all of us.
So let's just real quick before you jump in, just for our viewers. So school was canceled and we weren't supposed to come back until pretty much the end of April, right?
Yeah, April 27th,
Here in the Seattle area. And then the governor just released news at the beginning of this week that school's done for the rest of the year. So it's probably a little different, throughout the country.
Yeah, I'm on a lot of talk groups with kindergarten teachers across the United States, and they knew, their school districts were canceled like a while ago. So for the rest of the year, it was crazy, Yeah.
What's some advice to help keep kids interested?
Okay, let's keep it real, to help parents, because we're struggling.
Because we are
Struggling.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing is give yourself grace. This and be patient. Like literally, you are not going to be able to do a whole day's worth of learning at home. That's just not going to happen. And that's something us as teachers are talking about. Like, how much time is a reasonable amount of time to work with your students? I think when I called you guys, I just said, a half an hour reading, a half an hour math a day. And that's pretty much, kindergartners, that's even pushing it for them. Like 15 minutes, little 15-minute chunks are better. As far as just academic stuff, again, reading at home with your kids, number one thing you can do. I think you can read online if you don't have access to books. You can read, having them practice reading with siblings, that sort of thing. Also, just find some learning activity each day to do. My sister was telling me about her neighbor. The dad took over and had science class and was doing the volcanoes in the backyard and everything. So stuff like that, it doesn't have to be curriculum necessarily based, but keeping their brains and going is basically, because when they aren't engaged in something, it's basically they're losing all of what they've learned, So for me, my son's in kindergarten, and I just try to keep him engaged for, a little activity a day. My daughter is in 6th grade and will be going to middle school next year. So that's a whole different type of learning for her. Yeah. So again, we were told for kindergarten age, if we do videos, make sure they're like maybe like 5 to 7 minute videos for activities. So, and then just having them work on concepts. So maybe I'm doing a video on math and addition again, and then having them practice that thing. So you at home, just having them practice those, little things, or pull out worksheets or handouts that came home and kind of go over problems maybe that they had problems with before. You're just gonna, learn with the teachers, basically, is what it comes down to. We're all learning how this looks. We are all, we're basically a team in all of this and, working on it. So
I think our biggest thing is like, we set aside time and they do the schoolwork. We haven't been excellent at that, but they do the schoolwork, but there's still so much time still to fill in the day.
I know.
And our kids, probably like a lot of kids, are on their electronics
more.
And starting next week, we're going to have to tighten the noose on that, because that's just, it's not good, right? But what do we do? You know, they're in school
and
so long every
and
day.
because they're with each other so much, the friction, the fighting,
A lot
and
of stress. And
yeah, they don't normally fight this much, and
The
I mean,
weather-
they love each other, but they fight.
the weather is getting a little nicer. Hopefully
Yes.
it'll stay that way. Get
Well,
out.
and take those outside opportunities. Go for walks. I mean, it's also a time to be, you know, we're home with family and be safe and healthy and that sort of thing. So yes, you are only going to have maybe a couple hours of work in the morning to get done, you know, but take that opportunity
A couple of hours?
Sorry.
We're failing.
You can always email your teacher for more work, right? You can always do that.
Oh, for more work? Oh, no.
Well, and the other thing too is we don't want our kids on our computers so much. But again, how are we supposed to teach them when we're supposed to be in our houses? Again, they're going to be on the computers. So we're also trying to look at that too as teachers. Like, how can we make it so that they're looking at a problem and maybe writing it down on paper and solving it on paper instead of like on a computer? Does that make sense? Like that kind of, so.
On that note, the school lunches, breakfast and school lunches, should everybody be taking advantage of this?
Yes.
Who should be taking advantage of this?
Well,
maybe talk more about what Mukilteo School District is doing.
So as part, I believe, of at least our state, we're required to provide breakfast, lunch for students. And so that's not just our district, that's statewide. We provide to everyone. That means, but let me back that up and say every child, I should say, not adults. I'm sorry, you can't get your lunch off. but even if your child's not enrolled in elementary school, let's say you have a 6-month-old at home, you can still pick up a lunch for them. It's any child who's in the district. They do have to be present to get their lunch, but they are allowed to pick it up. There's set sites around the district, and the school website has, you know, those. So if you aren't in Mukilteo School District, check your district website because they're going to have some place where you can get food picked up. Right now, they have some elementary schools and they're doing drive up. So you just drive up as a parent, they hand you your bag lunch and count how many kids are in the car. They also give you the breakfast for the next day. So I've heard from parents that it's a really good lunch too, like lots of fruits, vegetables. So
yeah, orange chicken. So I mean,
orange chicken?
Yeah.
They give sandwiches too, but I mean, it's for, I think when I called, I just told everyone, I was like, you know, and go ahead and go and pick up your free food, because if a lot of parents don't end up using it, they aren't going to make as much. And I don't know if they would shut it down, but you know, we want.
I think the cutoff is 1 p.m. I think we tried to go the other day and we were a little too late.
Or 12, I think it's like 12:45, 12:15 to 12:45. But again, like every school district's different too. Like the district out here, they're just going along the bus route. So they'll go to your child's bus stop and hand out the food there. But again, this is a very like rural area out here. There's not, you know, you're in the desert, so everything's spread apart. So
you know what really kind of sucks? Like, you know, I mean, it sucks for us too, kindergarten, you know, but like, you know, junior high and especially high school,
Seniors.
like graduation, you know, prom, graduation trips. It's like, man, that's such a big time in kids' life, you know.
No, I can't even imagine. I graduated 20 years ago. Like,
we're not going to talk about
this year. So
so you're safe.
Well,
it is hard to grasp all that. Yeah.
If you could, you know, if you want to just take a second, if you could say anything to your, you know, to your kids. Wait, you know what? Hold that thought real quick.
You want to come
Get up here, baby girl. Come on.
Are you concerned about how much school that these kids are missing?
Oh, that's a tough one to answer. I think right now with the circumstances we're in, we're doing the best we can, and parents are doing the best they can. Are you gonna be shy?
hiding underneath the chairs, handing us
What?
for you during the whole interview. So when you see us, like,
I love it.
You want to say? What did you want to say? You were rehearsing earlier.
Were you rehearsing?
she was like, see, now you can see
He is not like this in class. You are not like this in class.
Where's Miss Ratliff? Where's Mrs. Ratliff? Do you see her? Are you excited to see her?
She wanted to say,
You miss her?
I miss you. I miss you and all your friends. Do you miss your friends? Yeah. You miss your friends? Is it hard? We're going to do a Zoom meeting, though, next week with our whole class. So I'm excited about that. Are you excited? You'll be able to see your friends?
oh,
You can do like my son did. You put a stuffed animal in his face.
let's see.
Let's see here.
Who else is there?
Who is that?
Wesley.
What? Where
Say
is
Les.
Hey, how are you?
I don't think we can hear him yet.
Okay, we can't hear anybody.
Can you hear us?
Oh, we
Yeah.
can hear you. Yay.
Okay.
Can you see
Yeah,
me?
speak up a little bit.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Are you having fun at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss you.
I miss you too.
I miss all you and your silly jokes.
You got a joke for us? Tell us a joke.
You put them on.
No poop joke. No poop joke.
Yeah, maybe. Knock knock.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
Hannah.
Hannah who?
Hannah Banana.
Leslie.
Awesome. This is day. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks
joining
for
us.
joining us. Thanks for joining us, Wes.
And I know they look forward to the Zoom call next week.
Yes. I'm keeping my fingers crossed it all works out, right? It all works out. Hopefully we'll get all this technology stuff figured out.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Bye, Wes.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Ratliff. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you so much.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. What a great
It
interview,
was so
right?
good.
Some really good tips and advice for us parents on how to handle the situation we need desperately, but we're going to get through it. Amen.
Amen.
So thank you, Mrs. Ratliff, for joining us. We miss you. I know you miss her, right? Such a crazy time for all of us, especially the students. So our thoughts and prayers are with all the students and especially the parents out there during this homeschool
Yes.
quarantine 2020 Corona.
Do you have anything to say to anybody, Peanut Girl? What?
Stay home and wash your hands.
Boom.
Love
Stay
it.
home and wash your hands. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, go to our Facebook page at On Mission TV. Like us there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can also visit us at our website at www. That sounds really country, doesn't it? Southern. Well, I guess I'm Southern. www.onmission.tv. Thanks so much. God bless, guys.